Good morning, everyone. I'm waiting for Arnie to bring some hens, so I thought we'd have a look at the Dorset pen. I haven't talked much about the Dorset sheep. We struggle most with the Dorset breed in getting breed type because in North America the type seems to vary a lot. This is Hamish. He is closer to the type of Dorset I like to see than most of our other Dorsets on the farm, because a Dorset should have wool down its legs like that. They shouldn't be bare. See that? Shearers don't like that, but the breed standard wants that. Dorsets should have a woolly poll on the top and woolly cheeks, but they should not have a woolly face. The face should be covered in hair. Wool coming down the face like south down is not a trait you should be looking for, and Hamish has a little bit of it, not a lot, but it would be the fault that I would take off him. All sheep should have a wide muzzle, so it shouldn't come to a point. He has got quite a nice wide muzzle, which means they can eat better. Dorsets, according to the breed standards that I've read, their ears should be tilted upward a little bit from their head, not totally straight out, but a slight angle up. They shouldn't have long floppy ears. They should be much shorter. So you can see this is a cross. Her ears are a little longer, but she did take one of the Dorset traits that they should have, and that is wool around the ear. So you can see Hamish has wool around his ear. I don't know if you can see it. They shouldn't have a bare ear like a Rideau. We've bred most of that out. I'll try find a bare ear one on one of my crosses here. But the shorter and fluffier the better. Hamish has the right wool covering. They should have a tight, dense fleece. It shouldn't be loose. Like I said, the wool should come down on their legs. And again, in the show ring, I would prefer if people showed Dorsets with that wool on their legs and that they didn't touch the face, because when you're buying your sheep at the sales, at the shows, they tend to slick shear them or cut it right off. So you don't know if you're missing traits, desirable breed standard traits. So that's the problem with buying from shows. I think it's better to buy off a breeder. Also, the face on a ram should be smooth. So he has no wrinkles, but if I show a picture of Gimli, I might be able to stick one up here. Gimli has a lot of wrinkles on his face, and I see a lot of the rams from New Zealand and Australia carry those wrinkles. I don't know why. And they also carry bare ears, which I don't see as a Dorset trait, but they're looking for muscling traits and are, I think, ignoring the Dorset standard traits. So it doesn't affect your meat qualities, but the wrinkly face is more like an Ile-de-France characteristic. And so often I will look at people's pictures of their sheep, and I don't know if it's a Rideau, a Dorset, an Ile-de-France, a cross, because the standards are getting so blurred now. So we have a little bit of everything in here, but now that we've got a well-established Dorset flock here, we are now starting to choose our replacements based on Dorset characteristics. So for Dorset characteristics, you can see that he has got a smooth face. There's no wrinkles, so that's nice. And he's got good bone on him, and good width, and good length. So his fault, if I'm going to fault him, is he's got a little bit of wool running down his eyes there. Not a lot. Some of them are really South Downy, but that's a fault. But we'll breed that out easily. He's got good testicles on him. To me, his rear legs are just a little wanting to bend in a little bit, so that would be his fault also. But he is up on his toes. She's a purebred Dorset, I know that for a fact. She's got a little bit of the wool coming down by her eyes, but not too much. This one here is a purebred Dorset, has no wool coming down on her face. Oh, now they're getting fed, so we won't see any more about Dorsets, but I will continue more on them later. And the reason people want to do breed standard is, well, that I want to do it, have them look like real Dorsets is, someone developed these Dorsets hundreds of years ago, and they designed them and bred them to look a certain way for certain reasons, and it's a shame when all that work and breeding has been diluted and stuff in order to meet a commercial market. To me, if they don't look like a Dorset, they should not be registered as a Dorset. They should just leave them as a commercial. Also, Dorsets are meant to breed out of season, and that is one of the main reasons we don't use cedars here. Lets me know who the out of season breeders are. So like this fall we bred, I think there's 80 ewes we bred with no cedars, no kind of interference at all, and 70 of them have lambed so far, and we have a few bags yet to go, so it's a pretty high conception rate. So I can say that my Dorsets breed out of season. A lot of people have told us that if they got too big, they wouldn't breed out of season, as in height-wise. But we have some big girls in here, and they breed equally well as the short ones, so I don't see any validity in that. And we do have quite a lot of white sheep here, so it's a good sample size. And of course, on conformation and stuff, you're looking for the same thing you look on any breed, be it a commercial or a registered sheep. You're looking for, here's a good example of a nice ewe here. Wide hips, good for birthing, good for udder development, walking, longevity. One that's not as good, we select for it, so they, even though these are first timers, these should all have good width on them. Now I'm looking at her. Now she could be just getting squeezed, and I'm liking the width of her rump and her back and stuff, but again, if I was going to falter, see the legs just bend in a little at the elbows? That would be a fault. See that one there? Straight down. Well, now she's moved. So it does depend on their position, but if I was going to nitpick her, I would nitpick her on that. Anyway, that's just a quick glance at the Dorsets. We'll do more on them in the future. Bye for now.